2.5.
Hi everyone, it's rachieeatsfood. So today I'm doing a finding the best matcha in Philly video. I'm just gonna get into it because I'm embarrassed to be filming in public, but this is from Jiggy coffee. There's literally some right here. I already know this is gonna be good, but I do want to rate it for you guys, and I am curious to see like what's the difference between all the different matchas in town. This is the matcha oat milk latte. I feel like this one just tastes like real matcha, unlike most of the ones in Philly. It actually has like a bitter, deep taste, and like the oat milk is very creamy. I don't know, I am biased, but I do think this is so good. I would give it 9.5 out of 10. It's genuinely one of the best matchas. We are at Habitat Coffee in Center City. So we're trying another matcha oat latte, nothing else in it. This is what it looks like. I would say before mixing, it definitely does pass the color test. It's like pretty dark, but I feel like with iced oat lattes, you really never know until you mix it. It's all mixed. I would say after mixing, it doesn't pass the matcha color test quite as well. However, it's still like a pretty deep green color. I guess we won't know until we try. It has like an earthy tone to it, but I will say the first sip I got, maybe because I sipped from the bottom, was just all oat milk. So I did not taste the matcha. Let me try it from the top layer. I think I would give this like a 7.5 out of 10. This one's definitely up there. As good as it is, it could be better. I do taste like a little bit of powder. It's not as smooth as I would like it to be, and I also feel like the matcha could be stronger. But will I finish this? Absolutely. I am at Premium Matcha Cafe Maiko. I'm about to try their matcha oat milk latte. Let's just get into it. This one is definitely the darkest color that I've seen thus far amongst the past two cafes that we have tried. In terms of the matcha, I think it's definitely the strongest one that we've tried so far, but it's a lot sweeter than I thought it was gonna be. I should have probably asked for unsweetened matcha because it's very sweet, and I think that it's hard to compare matcha lattes that are sweetened to unsweetened, but in terms of matcha, this one's definitely the strongest. It tastes very similar to their ice cream, which is very, very good. It has definitely a deep matcha flavor. I will say it's like slightly powdery. I can't tell if that's because it's iced instead of hot. This is their medium size. It's a little bit small, but it's definitely enough matcha. I feel like definitely this one has more matcha than the previous ones that I've tried, just even based on the color. But I just cannot tell how I feel about the fact that it's kind of sugary. It's definitely the most bitter and strong though out of all of them. I just couldn't tell you that I would go out of my way to get this again. I actually prefer the Jiggy one, even though it's less strong. It was just a lot smoother, and I like that I can taste the oat milk a little bit more. If I'm reaching for a matcha latte, I would just prefer that one. So I'm gonna give this one like a 6.75 out of 10. We are reviewing the matcha from Konditori. It has like a very light minty green color. I wouldn't say it necessarily passes the matcha color test. I took a few sips, but I'm gonna review it for you guys. Honestly, I have to say, like, it's pretty dang good. The color test it's not always a good measure of like how good the matcha is gonna be. The color at Matcha Maiko is really good, and the taste is really weird. It has like a very strong matcha flavor, but it also has a very strong oat milk flavor, so it kind of balances each other out. Like this one I think might be one of the top ones that we've tried so far. Jiggy is still my favorite. I'm gonna say that this is like an 8 for me. We're doing this real quick because we gotta go to church, but we're at Elixr Coffee in Center City, and I got a matcha oat latte and an iced oat latte, just like regular, because we actually came here a couple of weeks ago and we honestly were not that impressed with the matcha latte. So I just wanted to see if the actual coffee is like better or if the matcha is maybe different today, because we were a little underwhelmed last time. But this place has like really good reviews, so I just want to know the truth. Also, I couldn't help myself. This is like a Dottie's donut. I've never had it before, but they just look so good today. This is like a caramel delight. I think it tastes about the same as last time. I don't want to roast it too much because it's not bad. If this was the only place around, I would get it. I would get like a 6 out of 10. It's just too milky. And like, honestly, I don't really taste the matcha much. It's a very faint, subtle taste. So if that's what you're looking for, then this would be good. Let me try like the regular coffee. I think the regular coffee is really good though. But you can tell that this is actually going to keep you awake. I don't like when regular oat lattes are like too milky and like you can't even taste the coffee, but it's not too bitter. And real quick, I want to try the donut. I love the coconut shavings. Okay. Inside has like a nice texture. I mean, this is like from Dottie's Donuts, so it doesn't have anything to do with Elixr, but I like that they have donuts here. I would give like the regular latte 8.59 out of 10. The matcha maybe a 6. So in our next spot for the matcha review video, I am at Alchemy Coffee. This is like in Rittenhouse Square. It's kind of far out, so I wouldn't normally come here. I just got the matcha latte with oat milk. Color test before mixing. It looks good, but you really never know until you mix. So let's see. Post mixing, it's like a light green color. I say it doesn't necessarily pass the matcha color test. It could be darker, but I judge based on the taste, not the looks. I think it's good. It's definitely refreshing, but honestly, I mostly taste oat milk. I honestly think, give it like a 5.5 out of 10. So I would definitely be drinking it, but it's definitely not my favorite. I think I mostly just taste oat milk. Oh, Nahan got lemonade, lavender lemonade. That's good. Very sweet though.
This tastes diluted. Like all I taste is like oatmeal, like with a hint of matcha. Yeah, I like it when it's darker because like that means that they put more matcha powder in it. But this one is, yeah,
Out of 10.
2.5. You might as well like buy like oat milk from like Trader Joe's and then like.
I think low-key your matcha latte that you whisked up in your water bottle yesterday. Out of 10, what's the lemonade?
Oh, lemonade. 6.5. I mean, I like the flavor of lavender, but it's a little bit too sweet for me. And also, they didn't make their lemonade. They poured that like simply lemonade thing. Yeah.
That's probably why it tastes so sweet. We're gonna do some studying and work here. So the nice thing about this cafe, it has like Wi-Fi and it's really pretty and lots of outlets. But I think the drinks, at least that we chose, if she did a 2.5 and I did a 5.5, I'm gonna average it and go with like a 4 out of 10 for the matcha. And honestly, I think the lemonade to me is like a 5 out of 10 because I think it's just too sugary, and that would make sense if it's just store-bought lemonade. Regular rose. It's like mid-August. We're back at Jiggy because honestly, after reviewing all these other places, I remember saying it was a 9.5, and while I did think it was good, I honestly feel like we've been being a little too generous with all of our matcha recommendations. Like honestly, like Elixr could have probably been a 5, but we're just gonna go with what we said for now. But I just want to know if Jiggy was as good as I remember. Oh, but it is good. The rose latte. Okay, the syrup on this one is a little strong. I think I like the original better, but this one's good. I feel like if anything, now that I've tried the other ones, this one's like that much better than the other ones, and it's like confirming that it was a 9 out of 10. Because we were like, oh, like maybe it should be like an 8.5, but honestly, like, especially after trying Alchemy yesterday, I feel like this one's actually one of the best in the city, if not the best one. Like, actually. Like, if you're gonna get matcha, I feel like you have to go to Jiggy. Support small businesses. So to conclude the video, it seems like Jiggy was the clear winner of the best matcha in Philly out of the places that we tried in this video. Let me know if y'all have recommendations on places in Center City that I can try for matcha that are maybe more known for their matcha, because what I noticed is that the problem in Philly is that there's not a lot of cafes that specialize in matcha. It's basically just like cafes that actually specialize in coffee, just making matcha kind of like as like a side order type thing for the people that like matcha. I just feel like that's not really a good gauge of how good the cafe itself is, you know what I mean? Again, Jiggy's matcha I think was just the best and probably one of the best matchas I've tried in general, even being from LA. Jiggy gets a 9 out of 10, and then Konditori surprisingly was the number 2 winner with an 8 out of 10. Honestly, Konditori and Jiggy were pretty comparable, but I just think Jiggy just has an extra little oomph, something there that just makes the matcha stand out. I don't know what specific matcha they use, but it just is so distinct, whereas usually places use matcha that is just very watered down and I honestly can barely taste it. I guess next best would have been Matcha Maiko. I think I gave it a 6.75 or a 6.5. Looking back, to be honest though with you guys, I think Matcha Maiko should not be in the running amongst these lattes. It just doesn't look or taste the same as the other ones. Very watery, so I don't really know how much milk they even put, and it was very sweet. If you want strong sweet matcha, go there. Number 4 was Elixr. It was a 6 out of 10 from what I remember. It probably honestly could have been a 5. I just think it's not that good. Like, their coffee's very good, but the matcha, no, I wouldn't go back for it, especially knowing that Jiggy is that good. Last place is Alchemy coffee by far. It just straight up tasted like milk. I had given it a 4 out of 10, but I honestly do agree with Nyan's 2.5 out of 10. I actually would just not reach for that. I do think I could make a better one at home. If you're in Center City and you want to get matcha, go to Jiggy. The baristas there are also all like very cool hipster vibe. Like, I just like the vibe of the place too. In general, support small businesses and support local cafes. I love going and trying new places, so just give me any recommendations in Philly if you have them. And I hope you enjoyed this kind of different type of video, and let me know if you want to see any more. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!